Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the mild-mannered movie review with your hosts Tony
and Tim. On this week's episode, we will be talking about BASEketball,
along with special guest Dave Messina.
Hello.
Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott!
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on.
All right.
I still don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Not hearing the intros or anything is super
weird.
weird. It's so weird. Just sitting here in silence. Like, all right.
I almost called myself Tim, so I mean, this is how we're going
The
today.
intro was good. It was well done.
Thank you.
That was all Tim's doing.
I would describe it to you, but
I would describe it to you. All right, so we have Dave Messina on with us, fellow Notre Dame alum, Notre Dame High School alum.
damn.
Yeah,
Notre Dame
Yeah.
college prep.
college prep for boys,
for
for young men.
don't
I think it was boys while we were there, though.
Listen,
For like the first year or two.
don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
Google it.
Yeah, so we had to get Dave on because I'm pretty sure that me and Tony both saw this movie in high school in Dave's basement.
Yes.
I got a big DVD collection of crap. It's a lot
crap.
filled with crap, but there's a lot of gems in there, and this is
definitely
This
one
is-
of them.
yes.
For sure.
So why BASEketball?
why BASEketball? I
I mean, we got a little snippet earlier.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you steal that copy?
No, no. But actually, for anyone who grew up in the 1990s, I bought it at a Blockbuster. This was a DVD
Ooh.
purchased at a Blockbuster from their we couldn't rent this anymore to people, so it's $4.99 right now in this little back section. And it was I think it was the first time I had a job. It was it was definitely the first DVD I ever bought. But I bought it, and basically anyone I knew who liked movies, like you two gentlemen, of course. I was like, hey, do I have something for you?
Check this out.
Do you like South Park? I do. Do you like sports?
Yes.
Kind of. Well,
This
you go.
This combines the two.
and then
I know.
I saw it the first time. I was a young kid. Definitely not old enough to see it. Way younger and
Definitely not 18-year-old.
No,
18
no,
or
no, no,
older.
no. 17. I guess you can see when you're 17 in the theaters. But I was at a friend's house, and cool divorced dad. Hey, check out your movies. I got some movies for you guys. You can watch whatever you want. He picked out the extended rated R comedies that you. But he left some. I don't know why, but he left BASEketball. We had Office Space, and you had to watch BASEketball, and it was just as a kid, you're just dying from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And it's
A lot of swear words.
it gave
For
you
a younger...
Yeah, it gave you a lot of ideas of what to call kids.
A lot of nicknames.
It did give you a lot
They
of
literally
ammo.
had psych outs. They're like, hey, we have ammo for you.
Ammo for you.
Anytime you're at school and someone's concentrating on something, just yell Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
They might get confused or
No, what does Cooper call Reamer? And he's like, only my friends can call me that.
pig fucker.
Pig fucker. He's like, can I call you pig fucker? No, only my friends can call
Yeah,
me
everyone was a
pig
pig
fucker.
fucker at that point. And then, of course, you see the South Park movie a couple years later, and
Yeah.
then you're like, I got better ideas. I could call everyone so much.
Speaking of psych outs, what is your favorite psych out?
The squeak montage of psych outs, which just leads to him taking off the mask.
Taking off the mask.
And it just being his face, and just the guy falls over. It's like Squeak's he doesn't have a lot of good moments in this movie, but that's one of them.
That's one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it's
His face afterwards, he's just like, damn it.
he's so confused. He doesn't know what happened.
He's so disappointed.
You're going, when he uses the
He
one
does-
they all use, you're going, I heard your sister's going out with Squeak.
And in the final game, he finally
Yeah.
pulls it out. He's like, "Oh, it
It
works."
works. Okay, you didn't steal mine. That was in my top 3, though.
It's so good because it's like he's got the crazy mask on. People are just laughing at him, and then he's just like holding on to him, and he just takes it off. He's like, "What the fuck this?" And
I think my number 1's got to be Got Milk.
Yeah.
It just starts squeezing it.
And then he pulls out the double at the end.
Yeah.
I do want to hear Tony's, but I do have a.
Go ahead. What's your other one?
This is my wife, and that's me.
Oh, the shirt.
The shirt.
The shirt's awesome.
At the very end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the one where it's another Squeak one where he's like, "Are you sure I can say this?"
The deaf.
Yeah, your
Your mother's deaf.
Yeah.
Hey, it got him the dental cut.
And then I think we went too far on that one. I just love him freaking out in
Him
that.
strapped to the garage after.
Yeah, just torturing him in the background. Just
And the great part about that scene is too they're collecting all the chickens.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
free
Oh.
range chicken night.
we'll get into top 5 parts, but I'm sure someone has the nights,
yeah.
Yeah.
theme nights
I
of
just
the.
love like there's so much going on in that one scene. He's being tortured.
They're collecting.
Like
they're-
Jacking chicken.
at first, they're trying to wrangle them in nuts, and then after a while, they're just vacuuming them in.
And there's important plot points going on right in front of you in that movie.
Yeah.
like clear defining moments for.
This
Cooper
is
Weaver.
you definitely need to watch this like multiple times just to catch all
the
the
little
things in the
things.
background, because otherwise you're not paying attention half as much to the
yeah,
background.
not clearly.
No.
I mean,
All right. What is your favorite basketball movie and baseball movie?
baseball movie for sure. Major League.
That's good. That would be that's mine.
That one of the things is like I think that's the first Raider comedy. Like back to the first that I saw with my dad. Like I'm
okay, yeah.
I'm sitting on my couch like a Saturday morning.
Okay, that just influenced mine a bunch. But go ahead.
You're sitting on a couch and we were watching something before. And it ends, and the next movie
It
comes
just
on.
starts up.
And it's like, I'm like, what is this? My dad's like, it's Major League. Sit down, you're going to enjoy this. And
Such a great movie.
That's
Corbin Burnson.
Corbin.
Yeah.
Strike this motherfucker out. That's like my favorite scene.
Come on, Wesley Snipes. Oh,
Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes, man.
Bats like Mays, or what? Yeah,
Bats
like
runs like Hayes.
it runs like Hayes. Yeah.
And then I even love the one when they come in. It's like we got a problem with I can't remember the name of the big guy. The home run hitter. But whatever. He's gonna sacrifice a live chicken. It's like, well, we
They get him the bucket of KFC.
KFC.
Yeah. What is his name? You got it.
I'm gonna try.
Let's do. So I'll do my baseball movie. We'll all do baseball movies and then basketball.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna pick Major League, but ooh. I mean, Sandlot's up there, but I don't know if I would put it there. Maybe Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I'll go Rookie of the Year.
Local movie.
Yeah. I mean, unless
Good
I feel
cast,
like
great
Tony's
cast.
going to go Sandlot. Were you?
Probably.
Yeah, so I'll go Rookie of the Year.
Baseball.
But Major League, though, I can watch that movie all the time.
It's a great movie. Even the sequel's not bad. I mean,
there are great
yeah.
baseball. Moneyball, like a more serious one.
no, what's the one with the kid? I don't know if you guys seen it with the kid and he like inherits the Minnesota Twins.
Shit! It came up when we were. It's.
I can never remember the name of that movie.
Oh my god! It's. I just recently watched it.
Little
It was
Big League.
Yeah,
Little Big
yes,
League,
Yes.
I changed my mind. I'm going to have to go Hardball. Because I'm wearing a shirt with Keanu Reeves on it.
Oh, no.
It's a sad one, though.
No.
Remember we tried to watch it at Tim's Lake House?
Well, I love
Tim
that.
has never seen any movies, by the
Tim,
way.
he's an empty hole of movies. You're like, well, you clearly have to have seen this movie. No, I've never seen Jurassic Park.
He has a wall of movies.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
not
my
a very
God.
it's a decent movie collection. He's seen less than half of the movies he owns.
But of course, there's like a ridiculous he's like one of the Expendables. I'm like, Tim and Molly.
it's
who
all
has
fun.
Who has the Expendables out of the two of them? Who bought that? Did they
Who
get it as a
bought
gift?
that? Did they get it?
I don't have any answers. Law-abiding citizen. I mean, that's
Like
a good
the-
movie.
Right.
Why do you own this?
Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec. It's like Expendables 2. The first time, I didn't like it. Second, third, fourth time, still didn't like it. Fifth, sixth, seventh time, I just realized it's a bad movie. Oh, damn it.
But yeah, I'd say favorite baseball movie, probably Sandlot. But mentioning like probably the first rated R.
There are very
baseball
good
movie
baseball
would be
movies.
Bull Durham, I think.
Oh yeah,
That was one where it was like Saturday afternoon or whatever. It came on TV. I'm like, oh, what baseball? Okay. Sat down and watched it. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, and then there's like Field of Dreams and all those ones are great. All right, basketball.
I don't
movie.
think there's really a bad baseball movie.
This one's bothering me because
Mr. 3000.
I feel like I'm missing one. I'm gonna give.
I was gonna say there's got to be one where
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know how we haven't said it
So
yet, but
I love for basketball movie. White Man Can't Jump, classic. I'm gonna not even including it. I'm gonna include the oddball movie I've seen 100 times, basketball movie, and that is The Sixth Man with the Wayans brothers when he's a ghost.
But I was like, I know what movie you're talking about, but I can't picture it.
I don't know why this movie always pops in my head, but the dude's like his brother dies and he dunks. And he
Yeah,
falls down,
yeah.
and it's ridiculous. I don't think it's very good. I haven't seen it in forever, but I remember as a kid seeing it multiple times.
it just sticks with you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Flubber, technically a basketball movie.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's a really good pull.
Flubber's just like they're playing basketball the whole movie. You don't
Yeah.
even notice. Robin Williams is so great in that.
He just takes over. It's like no one knows.
Wait, that's a basketball movie.
Teen Wolf. It's a basketball movie.
Yeah.
Semi-pro.
Semi-Pro's a good
damn
one.
it. That's my favorite basketball movie.
That's a great one. Jackie Moon.
I think you just took it all over because that movie is just a classic.
I think I'm going to have to go with Space Jam, though.
Well, that's almost like on the level.
That's
all
right, but without ranking that one,
So yeah, that would be mine. But I
You're
could
not a
pick
kid
another.
in Chicago.
like Mike.
Yeah. Oh god damn it! How do you pick both of mine?
NBA cameos for days.
Oh, yeah.
Why is Allen Iverson got in that? I mean,
Oh, what else? I'm trying to think of the
There's
other
some
one.
decent
Coach
basketball
Carter.
movies.
Coach Carter was
Coach
a good
Carter's
one.
a
I like
good
that
Glory
one.
Road's a good one. I've seen that one a bunch.
Coach Carter always kills me, man.
Hoosiers. Can't go wrong with that one.
It's a solid movie, but
Air Bud.
When I saw Coach Carter in theaters, for some reason in that movie, when he locks out the gym for the first time,
yeah.
there's an extra in that movie who's just taking it really hard. Like, there's a dude who's like screaming in Sam Jackson's face, and he's just yelling, and I'm like, why is that guy so mad? Who is that?
Who hurt you?
It's one of those like things like I want to know more about that guy. Like this movie's good, but what is that guy's problem?
I want his backstory.
Why is he so invested in this basketball team?
He's been betting on high school basketball for years, and he needs this game to go.
Like
His bookie's on him.
Like this guy is I don't think because he's an Asian man. The team doesn't have an Asian. I don't think they have an Asian player. I'm not sure, but
It's been a while, but
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
not in the main cast at least. Like I mean, Channing Tatum's in that movie and everything. And
Oh, wow, I totally forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Channing Tatum's like one of the main dudes.
He is. He
What-
quit for
what's
a
his
little
name?
while. The guy
Dude
from Arrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of.
And then Lil
something
Nick,
Rodriguez.
What's that cartoon? What's that? Sam Jackson's son in that movie. It's from like an old Nickelodeon show.
Cousin Skeeter.
Skeeter. There we go.
I knew exactly
I
what
was
you
rooting
were
for that guy
talking
the whole
about.
movie. I'm like, that's the cousin Skeeter guy.
That's the Cousin Skeeter.
He was the freshman point guard that it's like, hey man,
He transferred from the private
It's like,
school.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
your son just got on this team. That's a little favoritism, Sam Jackson. He's like, yeah, but he's not bad. He goes, well, that kid could ball. I mean, I gotta hand it to him.
All right, and then do you have a pitch? If they were to make Basketball 2, what is your pitch for
No,
it?
I want to hear your guys' pitches first, and then I'll.
Ooh, okay. Well,
You go first, because it's the first I'm hearing of the question. So
Yeah.
I gotta think
I
about it.
didn't really think about it that long, but so it's got to be 20 years.
So the league would have
They're
been around for
retired.
25
They're all
years.
retired. All of them are retired.
So young blood coming in trying to.
Yeah, but I feel like they got to go back and grab them. But I feel like they got to be doing something stupid, like trying to make up a new game. Like basketball got too big, so they're trying to make up a new game, but it just isn't working.
It never works.
Yeah,
Then they go to the.
and then they try to rejoin basketball.
I feel
but
like you can do an interesting thing with like that idea of like coming up with like a new sport.
Right.
I feel like if
just
you
mess around.
people
but
just keep
but
coming
they're,
with them?
but
Okay, you
they're
did
like
it once, let's
combining
do it.
like the weirdest sport, like golf and football, and like stuff like that.
Funny
Like,
said, I just saw a clip online today of a guy pitching wedge, hitting a football into a basketball net.
Well, of course.
So I mean,
I mean, I know we're probably going to get here eventually.
Or no, how about I changed my mind. We're going triple X, like 3, that style. They all fake their deaths.
I like where we're
They
headed.
all fake their deaths. These new young bloods find out they didn't. Bring them back and tell them that Denslow is still alive. That they need to find. It's not even. They're barely playing basketball in my movie. It's just a search for Denslow.
I want those guys.
thriller.
I want those guys in a room together again. I mean, they haven't made it. The 3 of them, like they made like 4 movies, and then they haven't made anything since. But I'd just get them back together one more time.
See what happens.
Maybe they'll hear this podcast.
Let's get it out there.
You know what, man? We could keep making South Park and making millions of dollars.
What you had an idea you were going to go on?
I still don't even have anything. I was stalling, honestly.
That's totally fair because I still need.
I got nothing for.
I did hear. So they did.
Basketball.
Matt Stone did a podcast 10 years ago, 2009. So it was like 10 years after the movie, and they were joking around about a second one. And I think they're talking about Shooter. And Coop's like, he's like in the mountains with a beard. I'm like, that's how the movie starts.
If they
need
do
you for one more
We
game.
need you for one more game.
I mean,
it's got to be like a comeback story, like them.
Yeah.
They
lose,
or like,
they
have
sell
you seen
the company and they're like,
have
okay,
you seen
I'm done
Uncle
with this.
Drew?
I feel like that is like almost
You
kind
go
of
with
on
something
the
like
level
that.
of like, where you're like, oh, they all fake their deaths and then they got to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of them faking, because I would love to see how they all fake their deaths.
But Squeak really died.
Yeah, kill him.
That's the real. They're like, oh, okay, where's Squeak? He's like, no, he's
He's really dead.
he died.
But I feel like he had a twin brother.
Well done.
But we need like he'd be Squirt.
So it crosses over with Super Troopers and those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, you would hope. I mean, maybe we do a crossover movie. You throw them in with somebody else.
The Super Troopers guys are all the referees, or they're the competing team.
Forget that. Beer Fest guys. We get rid of the Super Troopers. They got their sequel.
You could still keep it in Milwaukee then.
They took their shot. They missed it.
They went for it.
Somehow basketball gets involved with Weed Fest. And Beer Fest. Somehow the Weed Fest sequel we all been asking for is somehow basketball sequel
That
too.
they announced like right after, and then
They're like,
haven't heard anything since.
They're like, we swear to God, we're doing Weed Fest, and like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
We're gonna do it eventually.
You are lying.
Or I feel like you gotta throw in like Idiocracy, like it's the way future of that future.
Well, of course. I mean, I know we're gonna the intro in sports. I mean, they do the whole thing in the beginning.
They do, yeah.
We're still on the same path, man.
We're very much in
for
that
some
same
reason,
area.
they're predicting the future even more. I mean, it's gotten even more ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland is still moving between LA and,
Yeah.
and
They
Oakland.
moved again,
They moved again.
and no one cared.
I love it. It's the perfect time for us to do this for this movie because like we got the NBA Finals.
Everything's
This-
right around now.
It's NFL season's about to start, which is, I mean, it's always going to be chaos. The Oakland Raiders are going to be on Hard Knocks. That's
right,
it is. I mean, sign me up. I don't even want a football season.
I just want
I just want to watch that.
Some train.
I want to be in the John Gruden. I want to be with John Gruden for the whole football season.
Okay, let's jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony and Dave review of basketball.
Hold on to your butts.
This week we will be talking about two childhood friends who are pro athletes of a national sport called basketball, a hybrid of baseball and basketball, and that must deal with a greedy businessman scheming against their team.
All right, so we'll start with the top 5. We'll just go in the order.
That works.
Good. I don't know how you guys do this. So
so you'll be last every
yeah,
time.
I'll figure it out. I'll sip my beer and then.
Yeah. All right, so my honorable mentions. My first one is Al Michaels. Plays the most ridiculous version of himself, and
He's
I
a
love
creep.
it. He's so great,
He's
though.
so creepy. It's amazing.
Just to think, 5 years ago, they were in grade school.
I just think in my notes right here, I have Casas and Michael's Steel Show.
They do.
Yeah, they really do.
Like they got those two guys. I don't know. There's nothing in the anything about those two guys, but they're great throughout that entire movie.
They are. Then my other one is Reamer selling out. It just becomes Dennis Rodman, like with the hair and what is it? Who's the Playmate of the Year that he's in the
Victoria, yeah.
Which leads into a great scene of them in the locker room with no pants on. Number 5 is just them ripping on Squeak the whole time. My one quote is my favorite one of that.
Very good one.
13 or 14. There's another one. I hope you guys didn't quote it. The one where, was it? Squeak's got a better chance than you. Did either of you do that one?
I didn't.
No. Squeak's got a better chance than you to get the Jenna. He's like, Cooper looks at me and says, "You son of a bitch!" like you went that low. Squeak stands up and he's like,
the old.
"Yeah,
wait, why is that low?
But he gets they go from they're almost about to laugh, all of them, but Coop gets real serious when he says that. It's just like perfect. Yeah, but them ripping on him the whole time, him sleeping in the locker room.
That was probably one of my... Yeah. They pull out the drawers.
Yeah.
Sleep in there. At least I'm on the team.
Yeah. Number 4, creating the game.
Make it up on the
yeah,
fly,
but I love he's like, so I'm going to shoot here, then you got to make the same shot. You get a letter. So horse? No, it's not horse.
I just love when the 2 other dudes are like, they're trying to respond back to it. They're like, yeah, this is a single, right? Yeah, home runs from behind the meatballs.
Yeah.
It's just like you just realize how ridiculous that sounds.
Yeah. Number 3, the cast. These 3 guys together are great. Trey Parker and Matt Stone together are great. And then you get all just the cameos are amazing.
Yeah.
Just and then even some of these guys Greg Grumberg.
Very young Greg.
Yeah, he's very young in the New Jersey.
Yeah.
Him. Fat Tony from Longest Yard is a referee. Just all these faces you see. Yeah, but
come on, man. It's Dan Patrick and
Dan Patrick. Yeah.
Trey Wingo, I think is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trying to go through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just like that,
of the Northwest East Division.
Yeah.
2-man sack.
They're going to be playing Tampa Bay, which makes the Northwest East or Northeastern Division.
Northeastern of the Atlantic North.
Yeah, them and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just sitting in the thing.
If I see something I like, I buy it.
Mm-hmm. Jenna Jameson was great in it. Jenna McCarthy. She could have been in it, though.
She could have, yeah. I mean...
it would have fit.
Could have used her as playmaker.
Yeah, right? Number 2. This is my 2 favorite scenes put together, though. When he gets in the car after finding out the child labors. He's getting into the song. 'Cause I feel like everyone's been there where they're just really into the song, And then it starts getting very specific to him. Your friend screwed you over.
And your girlfriend thinks you suck.
Yeah. Watch out, that truck's changing lanes.
You got the yellow cross in your upper lip.
Yeah.
That's what's on your dick. I'm gonna go away.
Yeah.
It's like you topical cream.
Topical cream, yeah.
It's whoa!
Oh. That's a great scene.
He's just rocking out to it. That's what I love about that scene. He's
yeah.
So into it, yeah.
And then he's slowly oh my god.
Wait a minute.
Going on?
Oh, that truck is changing lanes.
Yeah, isn't it him singing too?
Yeah.
Oh, and then the Unsolved Mysteries as well. It's I think it goes to Calcutta and then they do that. But
yeah.
I think I have the whole thing down as my quote,
quote,
so I'll go over that then. But I love at the very end, I didn't get the very end. He's like, we still have no fucking idea where this guy is. He's rounding the bases.
He's celebrating.
Yeah, the win.
After they win, yeah.
And then my first one's just the Psych Outs, all of them, because they're great.
Yeah, you're...
Like I
said
said
talk
earlier,
about all of them. We've already talked about
24 of them.
Yeah,
and they're all great.
Yes.
There's not a bad Psych Out in the mix.
No. Besides the ones that don't really work, but even then, it's it's still funny.
It's still funny.
Yeah, because they use the ones that don't work, and then it comes back around. When Squeak finally takes the mask off, it was perfect. Or Reamer hits the guy with the piece of wood. And then I love the other teams, Psych Outs, because they're very specific to their area. They're New Jersey. Hey, your mom can't cook.
Your mom's a terrible cook.
Your mom's a terrible... And they're ha ha ha, laughing hysterically.
I just love the first set of Psych Outs that they do with those guys they're playing against. It's just they're so bad. He spits the watermelon seeds at him. It's you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Fuck your sister. It's whoa.
I can have one of her mom's Q-tips.
That was a great psych out. Oh, there's another one.
I did want to see that mom. She was probably very, very, very fast.
They did not show her. You're right.
It's disappointing. I mean, the daughter was all sorts of attractive.
All sorts of attractive.
Oh.
And we met the dad, too. I mean, we got the where was the mom? I mean,
what happened?
Great one. 2 unsolved mysteries we got to get to the bottom of.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to the last one later.
We will.
We will solve it.
Probably not.
We can take a shot. For my honorable mentions, one of them, they got real big fish to play like throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's just the band, the house band.
Yeah. And then them playing Take On Me.
Take On Me was awesome.
Like during
all I picture them though is just like Jake Peralta doing the ska, like
the ska bop.
Ska for life.
My next one is the dozen egg night, but I'll expand that to like all the
nights.
nights.
That's just a great one though, because like you don't expect it, and you just start getting pelted with eggs.
You just see everyone with cartons of eggs. You're like, what is going?
What a terrible thing to happen on dozen egg nights.
Another one is that it's set at Milwaukee, and it's got like even the stadium. You know it's set there because like it's got the newspaper, it's got the sausage factory. It's just got all the stuff there that
their love for beer.
Yeah, exactly. They're the Milwaukee beers. Like that's hilarious. And then extending that all the other team and city names. So like was it Miami Felons or Miami
drug dealers or something.
Yeah, the Miami dealers. That's what it was. So it's like drug dealers.
San Francisco Ferries, New Jersey Bandits, I want to say. Or something. Informants,
yeah. So like just all of those like
super
generalizations. And then Dale Earnhardt's cameo.
Can you go any faster?
Yeah. So and then leading into my number 5, that is the South Park guys. Like originally, I had no idea when it came out. I was like, oh, okay, well, these guys are pretty funny. And then watching South Park and
you hear him do the Cartman voice.
Yeah, I think I put that down. And then as a Cartman voice, as a psych out, it's like, oh, that just works perfectly. My number 4 is that, like you were talking about earlier, it's before its time with the comments on the celebrations, the team moves, and like the people just wanting a paycheck. And
the team moves is great though. Oakland moved to LA. Then back to Oakland. No one cared.
Or it was like the
Minnesota Lakers moved to LA where there are no lakes.
I wrote it on here because I love that intro. It's like the state of sports. That's like kind of what
exactly. That's exactly
it's like,
where
hey, listen.
It's funny too because I feel like it like was fine a little bit after this, and then like T.O. or like
right around that
Chad Johnson got real big like a little bit after this.
It was like the team celebrations and then
T.O. was big during this, and then like Chad Johnson was big like a few years after that, and like now it's just team celebrations right now.
Well, yeah, like NFL is allowing celebrations, and even like so you're talking about like one of the biggest things in this movie is like. So the kids and all like they get attached to players.
Oh yeah, and how it's like they
right
don't
now
meet them. And
we just ended the NBA season, and like the big thing right now is like even right before they all just like the Toronto Raptors, they just won the championship. The first thing they ask Kawhi Leonard's like, "Where do you think you're gonna go at the end of this year?" It's like, "Hey, I just won the championship, man." You know, it's right now we're about to be in like a crazy time of like NBA because. All these NBA superstars are about to just go scatter.
They're going to go all over the TVs.
Just, of course, I got 2 nephews, young kids who are big Golden State fans, and they're just about to be in shock. Like, hey, your whole team might not be the same next year that you really love.
Might not be really good.
Yeah. LeBron hijacking the NBA a few years ago
I just love
to make a superstar team in Miami.
The great concept of just like changing sports to like basically like, hey, you're gonna get paid minimum wage, and the only thing you're gonna get is like I don't know, fame. You're not actually gonna get. We can't legally pay you anything.
Yeah. And also the stadiums aren't. I love the sponsorships of the stadiums though in this movie. Like Maxi Pad, large stadium.
Yeah, you would love just like if all of a sudden out of nowhere they're just like, you know what? We're not going to pay basketball players. We're not going to pay baseball. You can still play if you want. We're going to pay you very small amounts of money. But you can still do this. Let's see how many like superstar athletes actually show up.
Probably none.
But you will get glory, and people will still love you.
Yeah.
Then for some reason, I'm playing in the NFL. Like, hey,
I'm playing in the NFL.
A whole new era of
I quit my job. My family's still finally proud of me. I'm a NFL superstar. I'm not being paid anything, and my bones are all broken.
I can't remember who you are, but
I brought Chicago a championship.
I did it.
Thank you.
My number 3 is when they were just making up the game on the spot, like just because they were just making up the rules and trying to beat these two guys.
Just trying to win $50.
Right.
We don't have 20.
20. What's the difference?
Tip, that's a double play. The phrase out of nowhere, and they're like, what?
And then my number 2 is the hospital scene when they think the little kid,
Joey
died. Joey died.
So good.
Yeah, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
And then
I know.
And then she comes back later on, and she's like,
There was terrorists that attacked.
terrorists attacked the base.
Dressed up in basketball jerseys. Yeah.
He rips it off. Yeah.
And then the other
They
two
come out in all the doctor stuff.
Hey man, that hospital is crazy. And then my number 1 is the comeback montage in the last game where they're just like running the counter, they're making all the shots, and
the board is smoking.
Yeah.
It's just lighting up. How about your top 5?
So my honorable mention, I'll just I love the making of the game or the game on the fly. I said I'll throw a couple of ones I've already done that you guys have already done, and I got some ones that you guys don't have that I love in this movie. But I love the making of on the fly. I love the State of Sports intro. It's so
We could talk about that one for a while.
it's so good. It's so funny. It's
So true, like almost on the.
you want it's just like it never to end. They do the weird jig.
Oh yeah.
They're
Who's narrating it too?
I don't know.
It's good. I like his voice.
It might be like the old NFL, like
I might,
Yeah,
might have been,
yeah.
like, who
like,
done
the,
like a,
when they like those like you hear like the NFL film song. Doo, 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 doo.
I was gonna say, you can hear it faintly.
I think it might be that guy, but I mean, those big voice guys are just like, if you know anything about those guys, they're like, some of them just like live in like a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and like they're like, they'll like get like a letter will show up from like a Falcon, and like you have to do a voiceover for this movie. It's
You
like
have to come in for 10 minutes and
here's
then
$100,000. Thank you, sir. But the psych outs are great. So I got my own. The sad car song is one of my favorite things in any movie. It's great. The museum.
Oh yeah.
The museum is fantastic.
Kareem.
Now, so one of the things I love about now.
Do you know that was the first scene that Cooper, Matt Stone, filmed?
Really?
Yeah, he was like,
Really?
he was not
Rolled
ready.
into
He
that?
was not ready like for all this. I guess it rained on the first day of shooting, and that was the scene you film when if it rains.
Oh,
so
like
he's like,
it
he was like, yeah. So I'm by myself. He's like, if I was with Trey, like it would have been fine. He's like, I was so fucking nervous. Like,
So I don't want to throw one of my favorite quotes in there, but one of my favorite quotes is from that scene. It's when they're going back and forth, and he's like, you want to make money. It's like when you think Shaq got rich playing in LA?
yes.
No, he got rich playing in college.
college.
And then I love that they like the very next scene. He's like, "Hey, listen, man, you think Shaq got rich playing in LA? No, he got rich playing in college. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Was it Kane's like, no, he got rich in L.A. and he's like, no, he
He got
didn't.
rich playing in college. Everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that. And then Cooper even says it too, and he's like, where are you going with this?
So, the Reggie Jackson stuff in this movie is what I love. The whole even the setup when he shows up later.
Yeah. I don't have your
You
fucking
sent
ball.
you sent the
Ball.
Snapchat. That was great.
I don't have your fucking ball.
fucking ball.
The setup, which even comes because it's like this is all combined. But then when they he's sitting there and he's watching the footage right after the hospital scene, and they taped over the game. Then you see like the roadkill,
the roadkill.
and it's just hitting things, and it's like oh. And
I taped over the K.
my number 2 is when they take the kid drinking.
Oh yeah.
When they take the kid,
How do we forget about
when
that?
they take the kid drinking, and then he promises, he's like, Coop, can you do one thing for me? Can you hit a home run? What?
Reamer.
What are you talking about? This is Joe Cooper we're talking about. You think he can hit 2 home runs? He goes, really? 2 home runs? 2 home runs? 2 home runs is nothing. He can hit 3 home runs. And he goes, can I talk to him here? And he's like, they cut away.
Him.
And then the kid is like Squeak's like, hey, you know, I've hit my fair share of home runs. Besides the fact that they're playing a drinking game.
Game to Jerry Springer.
They're drink every time they fight. And then,
Coop's 1 for 11 tonight.
yeah.
And
there's 2 great... You talked about the can of corn guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I don't know what he... what's wrong with Coop? I don't know. He's 1 for 11. He smells like Christian Slater. And then it cuts to the doctor. So like, I don't know. He was normal yesterday, and now he smells like Robert Downey Jr.
That was one of my quotes. Yeah. Just because it doesn't work now, or for this new generation, for that time it works.
Absolutely perfect.
But now, like, if you show a kid who was only seen the Marvel movies, he'd be like, why is that funny?
And then my second favorite scene. Where the fuck is Joe Cooper? That whole I'll let you. We'll do the quotes later. Yeah, the quotes in there.
They're long, so we'll each have to do a.
And then, my favorite part of this movie is Squeak. I mean, he's number one. His speech. His speech is amazing. It's inspiring.
It's so good,
dude. Stop this madness. Which this is the perfect time to talk about. I said when I had the DVD, so I was watching through some of the stuff, and when they pitched this idea to Matt, the director pitched the idea to Matt Stone and Trey Parker, there was no Squeak.
No.
Oh, really?
No Squeak. He wasn't in the movie, and they're like, listen, man.
We need to add our buddy.
We had so much fun working with our buddy. Can you put him in the movie? And they're like, no, we don't want to do it. They're like, come on, man, please. Okay, fine. We'll write him in.
Okay, we'll do it.
And I guess he killed at the table reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, he was killing everybody, and they're like, all right, you know what?
That'll do it.
You're fine. Just roll with Squeak.
We'll figure it out somehow.
You're 5 feet tall. We got jokes.
That was your number one, though?
It was the
all right.
stuff.
It is great.
Yeah.
All right, a few problems with the movie. Usually it's just like us nitpicking it or a funny problem.
I'll nitpick. I got problems.
But my first one was that Ken Jeong?
You know what?
I think it was.
It could be.
I don't know, maybe.
He was not on the IMDb, even in the uncredited section.
We don't know. He might have been a doctor.
But he could. I mean, they don't uncredit all of the extras.
No, yeah. In like 10 years or something, he'll come out and be like, "Oh yeah, one of the first things I did was I was just sitting there for like 5 minutes."
And I'm gonna stand up and call, "You're a liar!"
You're a liar. It does look like him, and it's a side profile in the dark. Very quick.
Like, you could really barely see.
Yeah. But we'll find out. I'll find out one day.
One of my problems was that she decides to go to the game in the 7th inning, the final game. She's like, "Oh no, we're not going." "Oh, okay, kids, get in the van."
Yeah, well, she saw the movie.
She saw that. Yeah,
you're right, but that's still like, why even bother? You're in the 7th inning. You're probably not closer than 20 minutes away.
Yeah, the geography of that makes no sense.
That's kind of off.
And also, like, she didn't know Coop was there. Because Coop also showed
He's
up.
been missing. And she didn't care.
Missing.
Yeah, they never even show you in the thing that he's alive.
Yeah.
She's literally watching a thing where, like, we don't know where he is. And then she's like, you know what, we should go to the game.
You know, we should go. And then my second one is that it's the same exact radio that's in Cooper's car, like that's playing the sad song, as in the Dale Earnhardt's Taxi. It's literally the same, the same shot, if not.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my two gripes.
So my biggest gripe with the movie is, we got. I love the Reamer character. Like the first hour and most of the movie, except
right up until
but so they have the usual, you know, like the heroes got a fight in the movie. They have an argument. They split off, but it was enough to just make it about the money, and they kept going with he wanted his girl, which I mean, at the end of the movie, like. No redeeming qualities for Reamer. I mean,
that is true. Yeah.
He's always an asshole. He never like Coop has this whole character structure. He really, like, he tries to fight for the league. He does all this stuff, and then when he gets fucked over by Reamer, and they gotta he's gotta go and fix everything.
He has to go down.
He's got to go down to give everyone a good wage at this. I mean, Reamer's just totally after the dark, and then he gets Jenny McCarthy. Just walks right into it. No, all right. First of all, you give me something to make me like Reamer at the end of the movie.
Besides him just going, yeah, I was an asshole.
Or then
that,
or like their makeout session.
Their makeout session.
You guys.
I thought that was enough.
Sorry, they made out. Everything
all was good.
All was well. Squeak made a speech.
That was his whole arc to get to that speech. All right, favorite quotes. All right, you want to be Reamer then, and then Tony, you be Cooper. In this first one, I'll be Squeak.
Wait, who am I?
You'll be Reamer.
Okay.
Give me all the lines. Yes.
No, dude, you're a little bitch.
I am not. I don't even know why I hang out with you guys anymore.
Because you're a piece of shit.
I am not a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you're a little bitch.
God damn it. I swear, if you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here. And that's right after they give him the little dog bed.
No, that's not
and then
your bed.
Right before you couldn't get a chick if you had a $100 bill hanging out of your fly.
Yes, I could.
Then Cooper messed that up, or Matt Stone messed that up the first time around. And he said, out your asshole. And then they all just started dying. You could be... I'll be Robert Stack, you be Reamer, and then you're Jenna.
I'm Jenna?
You're Jenna. Right.
Well, I gotta fix the hair a little bit.
The police have...
Wait, do you have an attractive lady that could be on my lap in this scene?
The police have pieced together numerous theories on Coop's whereabouts.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue where he is. For all I care, he could be hanging out his neck in his fucking closet.
Scenario 1. He's hanging by his neck in his fucking closet.
You want to know where Coop is? Just look for the most heinous, vile, and horrible exploitation of children on the planet.
Scenario 2. Coop went to Disneyland.
And then he just stops.
Or
It's like,
Disney World.
Coop went to Disneyland.
And I love the reenactment of him hanging by his neck. The guy smoking a cigarette. And then you did say the one, but I'll say it again. It's just great. I don't get it. He's 8 years old. He smells like Robert Downey Jr. It's just a great one.
All right. My first quote. Cooper saying, right in the beginning of the movie, he goes, "Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We got to get jobs, then we get the khakis, and then we get the chicks."
Yeah.
Oh, starting tomorrow, we got to stop playing games.
And then it cuts to them playing the game.
Playing the game.
Doing the Steve Perry thing.
Yeah.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
No more Journey.
He said no more Journey.
No more Journey Psycho.
Which they bring up the bunt, too, in that part, which I wish they would have used.
I didn't see any bunts.
I need bunting. I need bunting in my basketball movie.
And then you put a short one here, and it's like a bunt. Oh, great. I've only got two for this. Who wants... I'll be Cooper. Red. Or
you're Reamer already.
Dave, you be Reamer. For my number 2.
I'll come too. I like hospitals.
No, you don't. You like Taco Bell.
Just love how he turns and yells at him.
I went to this hospital once and hooked up with a really hot chick.
No, that's a hostel.
That was a hostel.
That's a hostel. And he's like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like this part more. That's why I didn't put the full one, but yes.
No, you don't. You like Taco Bell.
Just the way he said it.
Yeah, the way he says it.
And then my third one is the end of Squeak's big speech at the end of the movie. He goes, "We have sullied the waters of the Lagoon of Peace. I'm begging you, for the love of our Caribbean brothers, dudes, stop this madness."
Just give me where we going to the zoo for my quote.
Okay.
All right, so
we're right under yours.
Yeah. So for mine, that's my first one is "Wake up, bitch! You're my new best friend."
Are we going to the zoo? Wake up, bitch.
And then
I love that it pulls out that part.
pulls out.
It's just like,
he just pulls him out. Wake up, bitch! You're my new best friend. And then of course,
Wearing the onesie.
Cuts in Coop's face right after the intro. You know what, Reamer? One day I'm gonna own a big sports bar.
I'm gonna be a big sports star. No, remember, I'm gonna own a big sports bar.
And then,
I'm gonna cut in. That's my basketball too. They own a sports bar.
Oh, see, like, I feel like they needed a sports bar at one point in this movie.
And then, I said I'll just do the whole Reggie. I got the whole Reggie Jackson line written in here. It's like I got two of the 3 balls I hit that day. Some wretched little shit got the 3rd one. Hey Coop, I don't even fucking ball. Good luck next year.
He's just like.
Oh, he also. I always forget that as soon as he says that, immediately tries to leave the conversation. He goes, yeah, I gotta go celebrate. Maybe I'll get a hot dog sometime. Hey Coop, I don't even fucking ball.
I don't have it.
Yeah, that's my sequel. The new sequel, he goes and he chucks the ball at Reggie Jackson. Shoot your fucking ball, and then he leaves. Basketball.
He's like in his house eating dinner and just comes through the window.
Shoot your fucking ball.
I'm trying to find the exact line he says. He's like, Squeak's got a better chance than you.
That's low.
That's low, you son of a bitch.
How is that low?
Yeah, I think that's pretty close.
I think that's pretty close to it. It's
if not it.
Yeah. That's low, you son of a bitch.
How is that low?
So angry. You're going out. Your mom's going out with Squeak. You gotta just say some totally fucked up shit. And Squeak's, why is that totally fucked up?
Totally fucked up.
Okay, now that we're done with quotes, let's move on to some trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is,
Right.
I am Iron Man.
That's my favorite
I'm
line.
Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman.
Oh, not Batman.
I think there's 3 different ones.
Wayne Brady, bitch. Classics.
Commander.
I am the Father. I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman.
I am the Clint
Commander.
Commander!
Yes, I'm Batman.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll start off with my Who Am I? Alright. The 4 movies that my person was in. First one, Basketball. Second one, Benchwarmers. Third one, Just Go With It. The 4th one, Ridiculous 6.
I know it.
You know it?
I know it. Oh, yeah. Guess?
Yeah.
Dan Patrick.
That is correct.
Because that's mine. That's mine. Of course that's mine. Son of a bitch.
We have done it.
There's no reason to continue.
I was gonna say, that is wow.
That is mine.
I was trying to, because Reggie Jackson's in Benchwarmers too, so I was trying to throw it off. But
as soon as you said another Adam Sandler, we're like,
Yep.
that's Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick.
Because apparently, I was looking at this, Dan Patrick is in every Adam
Yes.
Sandler movie. I didn't even know that.
Yes. Actually, going right into my my trivia about him, I got 3 random facts. His first acting role in which he doesn't play himself or a version of himself is The Longest Yard. Plays a cop.
Okay.
He attended Eastern Kentucky for 2 years on a basketball scholarship, then transferred to the University of Daytona, where he studied broadcast journalism. Let's see. Oh, he left ESPN in 2007 to pursue other interests and ended an 18-year tenure with him. Tenure. And then before that, he was with CNN, which I did not know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are your facts about him?
Yep.
All right, my Who Am I? I am known for True Blood, Dexter, Fallout 4, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
Dexter. Oh.
Got me.
I was going to say, yeah. It's a blink and you'll miss it, but this person is in the film. And technically uncredited, but credited. Credited as uncredited, I should say.
I don't know.
I will give you some more. Supernatural, The Front Runner. Castle, Married to Superman. In Revenge. She played a score, the scoreboard keeper in the first.
Oh, it's Courtney Ford.
Courtney Ford.
Courtney Ford. I don't even know.
I did.
What's her face from Legends of Tomorrow?
I got it.
Married to
Nora Dark.
Oh, okay. That was her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I saw her. All right. So I wasn't crazy.
She's married to Brandon Routh.
I know
you were not crazy. Yeah.
I know who she is. Yeah.
I didn't see her in the movie though.
I did because
gotta
she came
look-
to me.
There's like
What
it's like
part- when
right.
is it?
It's like right on her
like when they first start the game.
when they first start the game.
And
When
there's
they,
it's
when they
on
have
the roof or whatever.
No, yeah,
or-
when they're playing. I'm
when they're
like,
playing, she's like she marks the psych
it's
out.
almost like the first time they're playing basketball.
Yeah, and like with everyone in the
It's
neighborhood.
like, hey,
there.
we'll run another game, and you see her, and she clears the board.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if that was her. I was
Funny
The
thing
first
is,
time
I
I
was
s-
going to text you, hey, I saw it in the IMDb page, but I didn't see her in the movie.
That was my.
She was in Dexter, though? I didn't know that.
Like that's what she's been known for, I guess, before all of this. Some facts about her. There's not many. Load up. She has Mexican, Irish, and English ancestry. And then in Atonement, she is beaten by Emily Van Camp in the final fight, which she's also in the show Revenge with her. So they shared two roles, or two shows. And she's a longtime girlfriend of Superman. And then they got engaged in August of 2006 and then married. And are still currently married today.
well, good for them.
Well, good for them.
Why do they get to be happy?
And I'm eating cottage cheese for dinner.
We already know you're who am I.
And I also have
Some facts.
no, I don't have any facts. I said I didn't
About
even get
Dan
the facts.
Patrick?
No, nothing about Dan Patrick.
Just that
Make
it was
something
Dan
up.
Patrick.
Just it wasn't. I just did the IMDb part of it. I also have the longest yard grudge match. He's known for stand up.
Really?
This is another guy in the movie. You already mentioned him though. It was already mentioned.
Oh, Fat Tony.
Yeah, Fat Tony. Or Joey Diaz.
Oh.
So I got no facts. Though.
Yeah.
I'm low on facts.
What facts?
All my facts are about the production notes of the movie.
The making of?
Yeah.
That works.
Okay, going on to facts about the movie. My first one is the word dude is spoken a total of 98 times throughout the movie. Including
you
the
even
scene
wrote
after the
this and you
credits.
haven't
I
seen
know. I guess I just copied it and pasted it. It was like, I saw the 98 and then I saw the 21 of these are during Coop and Reamer's dude argument.
Missed the middle part.
I know.
Okay.
Alright, my number 2 trivia is the shooting schedule worked out in such a way that Yasmine Bleeth, her first scene was when she walks in on Matt Stone and Trey Parker naked in the locker rooms. So
she wasn't doing cocaine?
no.
Alright. Surprise.
I just love
It's a
that
hell
scene
of a
with
first day.
It's a hell of a first day.
when they just show their legs.
The
And then it swings. when Matt turns, it swings.
I gotta give her credit. It's like you know, she's
She was
a
in-
Playboy model. She's a Playboy model.
Yeah. She was on Baywatch.
She's not
and
bad in this movie.
Oh yeah, she's
kind of
plays it
funny,
convincing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the innocent,
Yeah.
doughy-eyed little.
Can you sign these?
Oh, yeah, okay.
It brings up the 2 basketballs.
That was perfect too. Let's see. My 2 facts about the movie. Number 1 is at the end of the movie, when Coop and Reamer fall into the Lagoon of Peace. One of them says to hold your breath right before we go in and never let go. These are the lines from Titanic right before Jack and Rose fall into the water as the ship sinks.
What?
I did see that. That's awesome.
And then my other fact is that Chris Farley turned down the role of Joe Cooper. The script was subsequently offered to Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who rewrote it to reflect their sensibilities better. And according to Dave, rewrote it because it was bad.
Yeah.
I said now I'll go on about from like the director directly. I mean, he actually had a basketball league. Him and his
That's pretty cool.
They did it like that scene, like with the whole thing.
Like when
they did, like when they were. It's like we, and
it's pretty funny.
Any idea before the movie how long before was the league? Just to guess, the movie came in '98. They said just to take a guess how much earlier before.
65.
So they did 10 years earlier.
80.
Yeah, oh wow!
85.
10 years earlier. They said they had their.
I went way old.
So they came up with this idea. They're like, we love this idea, and then they love this idea, and they love the South Park guys. I know you said the thing about Chris Farley, but in the documentary, in like the little 10-minute thing, they were like, we always wanted Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Which,
I'm sure it was like
yeah.
That's who they really wanted, but they're like, oh, they had to offer it.
Yeah.
Like studio nonsense and stuff.
So he came up with the idea. He offered it to them. He's like, I got this great idea for a movie. And then to get him convinced on the role, he took him to play basketball.
Oh,
That's
really?
awesome.
And they played it for about 10 minutes. And their reaction was, this is stupid. This is boring. What should we do? And he goes, well, that's why I brought you guys in, because we need a lot of jokes. And then,
kind of reminds me of Tag.
yeah.
Oh, that was based
on a true story.
Yeah.
From their original league, their huge league, 6 guys cameoed as other players out of like the random players that they have throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Weren't 3 of them the other team members? Or
Yeah.
the
other
I don't know
team
exactly,
members?
but they said they had 6 guys from their original league, like from the and then I said the best fact about this movie was so Parker and Stone, they get offered the movie, they accept it, and then whatever they did, like the things all in between, all the production stuff, and then they had no idea that South Park was going to get picked up.
I was going to say, didn't they say they thought it would just get canceled?
Yeah, they assumed it was ridiculous. The show was insane. It's going to get canceled. And they, so then the movie started filming while they were working on South Park, and everyone knows their schedule, what they do. And I guess, apparently, according to the movie, their days, it got pretty hectic because they were doing the show, they were doing the movie, they were casted with the movie, and they showed up to do the movie. They worked all day, and then even in between, like when they had little downtime, when they were like doing little stuff and setting up little scenes, they would go and they had a production van on the side of the road, just sitting there, and they would like probably draw stuff, write stuff up, and then
like what they wanted. And
they're probably like spitballing or probably just getting high. They're like, hey, get us a van outside. We're working on South Park. Yeah, I don't believe that. And then I guess
and then they walk outside. There's a van there. It's like, oh,
there is smoke pouring out of this van, sir. And then I guess they left the set. Did the episode of the day, and then they went back to the South Park studio and worked all night.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, and I said so one more thing I had written up here. They had with their league, the one they did 2 championships, and then they actually decided it's getting too big. You know, we got to pull the plug. We have actually they were getting lots of people who wanted in.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those like no, we just started to do it like kind of like what the movie is. We just wanted to start.
They were writing
a play.
They were writing a movie, and they're like, "All right, it got a little too real."
Yeah, let's tone it down a bit.
Because I don't even know. Because the thing about like the jokes, I don't even think Psychocs were originally part of the game that they were playing.
Oh, probably.
It's got to be.
Yeah, they're like, hold on, we need jokes in here. So what do they do this?
Yeah, while they're otherwise we're just watching them play.
Oh, this movie sucks. But of course, there's the South Park line in the Mel Gibson episode.
Okay. I think I know what you're.
So they go back. They see Passion of the Christ, and they go after Mel Gibson to see his money, and then like after they realize Mel Gibson is crazy, they're like, we just gotta keep harassing him until he gives us our money back, and then he goes, yeah, I work for BASEketball.
Yeah, I guess some guy actually went up to Matt Stone and told him he wanted his $8 back
That's
or something.
awesome.
Yeah. And then I guess Bill Hader was with him and like ripped into this guy.
Oh,
Who's like, how dare you? BASEketball is a great movie.
Now you're talking about Bill Hader.
Yeah.
We can talk for
Oh,
hours.
yeah. We bring him into this.
Yeah.
Bill Hader, actually, we have a special guest, everybody.
Bring him in.
Oh, he doesn't want to come in.
No, he's too shy. He's going to sit here in the corner and laugh.
But he is here.
He's here. Trust YouTube Bill Hader interview. Except he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything. Just us talking to him.
Listen, Mr. Hader, very fantastic.
All right, final thoughts. Anything we missed? Watch some of those outtakes.
I was going to say,
Okay.
I watched the ones that you sent.
Yeah, they're okay. Nothing special. Couldn't find any deleted scenes. I don't think there is any. I think they filmed exactly what they needed the first time around.
There's probably just a bunch of alternate jokes. Like,
Yeah.
Just them.
That's
running.
what I wanted to find. Like, because you know that they're just
so
improvising.
Even in that video, Jenny McCarthy is like, I had to improv, and like, oh.
You had 4 lines.
You had
What
4
did you improv?
You had a line about carpet.
Right.
Actually, that's an underrated part that we missed.
The
Jenny McCarthy is always
misunderstanding all the innuendos.
But apparently she understood because she was working. I mean, she's back in the lobby.
Yeah, that and God, what else? I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to bring up that we forgot.
Like on the DVD, I asked my an older cousin, like a couple of years, like after seeing the movie, I'm like, why is Jenny McCarthy? Why is this woman on the top of the cover? And he's like, it's Jenny McCarthy. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay,
All right.
Okay.
Still, same question. Like,
who is that? She's not very funny.
She's not very funny. It's funny though. It's like, so when I was caddying at Ridgemore, this was the one game we played all the time. Like to keep ourselves busy while we were waiting. Played BASEketball all the time.
I always played with a cousin on like mini rims. Anytime
Oh,
you
okay.
would mini rim.
yeah.
Oh, we got really into it. Multiple fights had been started over this.
Well, I know me and my cousin had to stop doing psych outs. We couldn't do psych
Yeah,
outs.
see, we didn't really do many psych outs.
Because we tried and it got like too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
You're taking 2x4s and
yeah,
knocking them
the
over.
you just steal the 2x4 idea because it's the perfect psych out.
Works every
That's not a
time.
gay joke, it's a vagina. Or it's an Australian joke. Forgot that one.
And then
That's a great one.
That line comes back and she goes, "Hey, Coop, what's a vagina?"
Yeah.
Vagina.
That's a dude. It's a squeak.
Now you're just saying that. No,
You're
I'm
just
saying that because
you
he's a
want
dude.
Hey, do we have to go? I mean, this is a movie that came out 10 years ago, so we have to go back and be like, this was offensive.
Yeah.
They say something bad about
Several times, but
the transgender
yeah.
lady. No, we got
Gay people.
Actually, this movie ends. We can't do this podcast anymore.
just shut it down.
I'm offended. I am offended.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty. I think we.
I mean, we covered a lot of it without going over the entire movie frame by frame.
Yeah, without going through each scene.
We could.
Probably. I think we got pretty close.
I know there's so many good quotes. It's just like that, like the perfect one-liners, and like the characters react. Like Squeak plays it so solid, like straight.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't make too many actual jokes. He's just the butt of a lot of them.
If they never put him in the movie, it's a different movie. It's
It is, yeah.
Because you need a butt of the joke. You need,
Yeah.
you need a
Yeah,
Jerry.
you need the one guy who.
You need a Jerry.
You need a Jerry, man. He's the butt of every joke, and it works. Because you don't feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Because he's the gas guy at the beginning of the movie. He's turning off your gas.
He's the villain.
The true villain of this movie is Squeak.
All right. Next up is recasting of the film.
Which, of course, leads right into my point. Because I want to recast the villain immediately.
Perfect. Do you want to go first, then?
I would love to go first.
Go ahead.
We'll switch it up.
Take it away.
So I'm killing the villain off immediately. That guy's gone. He's not very funny. Now give me Ian McShane from John Wick as the villain in this movie.
Night.
Just twiddling his mustache.
He gets a mustache. And I don't get one of
You
the
don't get
second
a
ones.
mustache. That guy gets
There's
whatever.
room for one mustache in this movie.
I just wanted one mustache.
Ian
I
McShane.
was thrown off of 2.
Ian McShane gets whatever he wants.
All right.
He gets first call.
Ian McShane is a. I'll take Ian McShane or Richard Jenkins. You know, Richard Jenkins.
The name sounds fair.
The dad from Step Brothers, the bald guy.
Oh, I know
yeah,
exactly who.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I want Ian McShane just because he's got the black hair.
Yeah.
I could just see him as the villain of that movie.
Yes. That's a great one.
All right, I'm getting rid of the original the main Dallas Fallon guy, the main bad
Okay.
guy.
See, I didn't recast that guy, but
He's now Dave Bautista.
I
love Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
I don't know why I want Dave Bautista.
he would totally do it too, and
Just
he
give
would
me
nail
Dave
it.
Bautista now
Yeah.
because I don't know, bald guy, pretty solid
Pretty
build.
big, yeah.
I don't know why I want that guy out of the movie. The guy doesn't really do anything, but
No,
if that was
but-
Dave Bautista, he would have a bigger role. We know
Exactly.
more about the,
Yeah, they'd be playing Dallas a lot more.
A lot
That's
more.
for sure.
we don't know anything about the Dallas Falcons. I want to know more about the Dallas
Dallas
Falcons. How did they get into this league? And then we're kicking Jenny McCarthy to the curb. Give me Carmen Electra.
Yeah,
good.
that's
hot
pretty
90s
perfect.
model. Funnier. She's pretty funny.
yeah.
You know.
She gets a little bit. She does a little bit more with it, with what she's got.
She was
And
in
she
all
just-
those disaster movie
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, and
so
I don't
she
have to listen to her talk about vaccinations.
Also very valid and true.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. Me or you?
Go ahead.
All right. My recasting, I went with former athletes turned actors.
Oh.
So Coop, I went with The Rock. You just need that strong leader.
Strong lead.
Well, you should give out the rock anything.
Yeah, you can really put him in anything.
Oh, okay. I just realized what you did with your recasting coming up, so I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, okay. Reamer, I went with Terry Crews. There's my Terry Crews. Had to get him in there. Former football player.
Yep.
Squeak, I went with Shaq.
That's
That was great. Honestly, great actor. He's fantastic in those Adam Sandler movies. No matter how bad those are, he's
not even
Kazam.
Kazam.
Is okay in that. And then there's so many opening jokes about him not being able to make singles. Like, you could just do that all day.
It writes itself almost.
Yeah. Jenna, I went with Gina Carrero from Deadpool. She was an MMA
Yeah, I know what
fighter.
you're talking about.
Yeah. I think she'd be good.
She was like the
brunette.
only one I could think of for
Yeah.
my recasting.
Denslow, I went with Terry Bradshaw. Because it'd be funny to see him choke on a hot dog, I think.
I just couldn't I couldn't recast Coop and Reamer.
Them two together.
I wouldn't even dare.
That's why I did. Yeah, I couldn't do like a modern day recasting. It's too hard.
And Ernest Borgnine is too good in that as Denslow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about one of the best quotes, man. I hate to interrupt, but
Go for it.
when the will reading.
Oh yeah,
I'm
we did
too
miss that.
sexy for my shirts. Hey, the best is when he's like,
I know we missed something. I just
when
wondered it.
he was, all right, Coop, have everyone leave the room.
And everyone,
No one even moves. Coop doesn't even move.
He looks. He's like, "Hey, are you guys gonna leave? Are you gonna stop this thing?"
Now that we're alone, Coop.
When you got the crabs.
was this lotion so sexy?
Feels I could see Terry Bradshaw doing that, though.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw.
For the villain Kane, I went Mike Tyson. Because then him telling the chick all the things to do would be funny, because no one can understand him.
And it would be terrifying.
Yes. Yvette, so Jenny McCarthy. I went with Julianne Hough. She's
good one.
pretty hot,
I know,
and
the
she's
blonde.
Yeah.
she's a professional dancer, I guess.
She is, yeah.
She's on America's Got Talent right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Joey the kid, I went with Ryan Sheckler from Grind. This is like the only kid athlete I can think of.
Coca would like that.
Yeah. Well, fuck Coca. Until he's on, fuck him. And then this one came to me at the end. The two guys that that play them that are wearing the khakis.
The
when they
guy with like the sweaters.
Those two guys are recast as John Cena and Dave Bautista.
Oh, that's. But now we can't have Dave Bautista as the main dad.
I know.
You got.
So no, but who do I get to do that then?
Oh, Triple H.
Nope,
John
there you go.
Cena, Triple H.
A lot of wrestlers in it, but I like it.
Well, because most of the former athletes turned actors
Ooh,
are
no,
wrestlers.
or OJ.
Redman just broke everything.
Oh man!
I feel like that's a perfect
I
casting.
feel like I got to invent a time machine. Hey, OJ, what are you up to in '98? I'm a little busy right now, man.
Timeline wise, he should be pretty busy.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on. How would you feel about being in a movie BASEketball as a preppy who's also dating a white woman?
No, he'd be the Dallas Felon.
Oh, no, he's got to be the preppy guy at the
The
beginning.
preppy guy? Oh, okay.
Okay, so for my recasting, my original thought was just make it Talladega Nights because it's the same exact story, basically. But mine is...
Ooh, you could do... With those three... Honestly, that would be a good 3 recast. Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, and Sacha Baron Cohen as the 3.
Buscemi.
But who gets,
Yeah, I was
who
gonna
gets
say-
picked
Steve
on?
Buscemi squeak.
Okay, I'm in.
Why not throw
Conan, Andy Richter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you could use him.
I always forget he's in there.
It's a very small role.
Yeah.
But then I went with athlete cameos in movies. So kind of like the athletes turned actors, but this is like the actual athletes. So for Coop, I did Derek Jeter from The Other Guys. I put their what movie I picked.
Yeah.
Reamer, I did Dan Marino from Ace Ventura.
Solid.
Squeak, I went with Muggsy Bogues from Space Jam.
Just for a height thing? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're a height
That's
supremacist.
90% of the joke.
You're a height supremacist.
For Kane, I went with LeBron because he's a villain and everyone hates him.
True.
And then Denslow, I went with Mike Ditka from Kicking and Screaming.
That's a good one.
The old owner, just pissed off at everything. He'll die choking on a cigar instead of a hot dog.
But he still does the too sexy for my shirt.
I would not be want to be want to be the one to tell him to do that. But yes,
Then I do want one more recasting. I'm getting rid of Yasmin Bleach. I'm bringing in Alexander Daddario. Just throw her in the movie.
can't go wrong there.
She was
That's a
the
good
best
one.
part of Baywatch.
She was.
I did like that movie. Then like the dumb, okay, I get it, but
Yeah.
not like great, but still funny. I would agree with that.
All right, for our last segment, we will be ranking our top 5 not your average sports movies.
I thought you said adult films. I gotta throw my list out. Get this out
I
there.
have to get my other list. Sorry.
My other list.
No, this is for another podcast. It's gross.
It's very gross. They won't let us post on YouTube.
There's a lot of sequels.
For some reason, it's just me and Ron Jeremy sitting in a weird, in a dark room.
Bricka's our only viewer. Alright, my top 5. Honorable mentions, Blades of Glory. Just, you don't see
That's
a
a
figure
good one.
skating movie too often.
Hi, Tanya.
Alright, true.
Boom.
Alright, another
Boom,
honorable
roasted.
mention. Because that is a very good one.
I never saw. I should
haven't
have
seen
seen
it.
that. Never saw it.
Very good dark comedy.
Yeah.
Number 5, Cool Runnings. Because, why not? 4, Talladega Nights. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah, hilarious.
3, Kingpin. Woody
Another
Harrelson
one.
and Bill Murray are spectacular.
And the guy from Mr. Deeds.
Oh, the Jesus.
Oh,
yeah.
No, that's Lebowski.
You are correct.
Sockeye.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
movies kind of.
They
I was
do.
going to say, yeah, they're all the cast are
The
just blending
bowling
together.
scenes are mixing together.
Oh, man. Now I gotta throw Lebowski
I was
in
going to say,
here
that would be there's your other bowling
my
movie.
split with Kingpin.
Fair
They're in the
enough.
same spot.
Yep.
Number 2, Dodgeball. Because that's just... I'm
When-
pretty sure that might be the only Dodgeball movie ever made.
Besides the instructional video.
And of course, the ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yes.
The Ocho.
They started it all.
And then number 1, basketball.
I would agree. My top 5, I'll start with my honorable mentions. And some of mine are kind of in the, is it technically like a not your average sports movie, but whatever, this is my list. Honorable mention, Happy Gilmore. I went with Kingpin, as well as an honorable mention, Slapshot.
There's like a billion hockey movies.
And this is one of the average ones.
It's not one of the average
It's one of the average sports movies.
It's not your average sports movie.
Oh, you were talking about like weird sports.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
thought you were just like weird sports movies.
That's where
I was on it.
Weird sports movies.
See, we're okay.
See,
All right. We're getting into this.
Not your average sports, movies.
Weird sports movie or weird sports movie?
I don't know what the difference is.
Weird sports or sports movie?
Weird sports.
See, I got Tony's on this one. I was on his.
Okay.
All right, my list should have said it all.
I never saw
Weird.
it.
Well, all right, Dave. Tony did though. I never saw you.
That's why I prefaced my list with this.
Because comedy sports movies is like impossible.
Okay, and then my last honorable mention, Cool Runnings. My number 5, Dodgeball. Number 4, Kicking and Screaming.
Fucking love that movie.
It's so good. Number 3, Basketball. 2, Talladega Nights. And 1, Caddyshack. It's a golf movie. It's not a weird sport.
I can name like 30 golf movies.
I can name
or at least
4.
5. At least 5. Because I know you're going to make me name them 5.
Name 5 more. Damn it.
Listen, my list is, pretty similar. I have Dodgeball's my number 1. I love Dodgeball. I didn't even put basketball because I requested to do this. That's
fair. So we already know that.
So it should be number 1.
Basketball isn't my number 1 like weird sports movie. It's my number 1 sports movie. It's like, hey, give me your favorite sports movie. Remember the Titans? Angels in the outfield. Get real. I'm like, no.
See, that one would work because
it's a baseball movie.
Yeah, but there's angels
basketball.
there.
Okay, hold on. So my list, I got Dodgeball. I got the replacements.
Angels aren't sports. Okay.
Because
what?
The Replacements.
I love that fucking
It's a
movie.
great movie.
Average.
Not average because they're clearly not regular sports players because they were just brought out of nowhere. Keanu Reeves is in it. Jon Favreau.
That's my number 1 football up there.
That's the best.
That's
and then, right after that, I threw in Longest Yard, prison sports movie.
Yeah. Oh no, you were right there.
Then I Kingpin, and then Goon.
Yeah, that's right. You did say.
I love the Goon. It's. I said it's a sports movie, but it's about fighting.
Yeah. It's about Sean William Scott.
And I said Liev Schreiber can just talk to me at night. Right before I go to bed, I want Liev Schreiber to be like, Dave, it's about to go to bed this faithful night.
He just narrates your whole day. Your whole day.
Hey, can I leave now? I have been narrating for the last 38 hours. No, I paid you for 48 hours. You stay. You're gonna sleep, and I want you to keep
48
narrating.
continuous hours.
All right. Before we wrap up the episode, we'll look ahead to what's coming for Tim and Tony. Episode 105. We have no idea what we're going to do yet. Yeah. We might have a guest. We might not. Coca, step up. Don't be a pussy. Just going to keep calling you out until you're on there.
The ball is in your court now.
I'll show up.
Perfect. And then episode 106, we hinted at last week.
We basically gave it away.
I gave away Tim, but I could have been talking about myself in the third person.
That's what I tried to play it off as.
But we will be doing Spider-Man 3 with Tim Gavin.
Hell yes. That's the episode I've been waiting for.
To finish out his trilogy.
To finish out
episodes.
that trilogy,
Yes.
I want to see him cry. I want to...
Maybe just have a camera rolling at all times on Tim's reactions.
I want a reaction of when he
and then
notices.
we'll only play like the certain ones, just the bad ones.
I'm going to sit in that chair right there. I'm going to stare. I don't want any part of the interview.
Not even watch the movie. Just look at Tim.
I've seen Spider-Man 3. All right, I don't need any part of this. I'm going to sit in that chair. I'm going to stare at Tim, and I'm going to be like, "Hey, man, listen, that movie sucks." I'm going to sit where Bill Hader's sitting right now.
Well, Bill, sit back down.
Sit down, Bill.
Sit down, Bill.
We have you for another 20 minutes, all right? Sit down.
We paid for your rate. No, we don't want you to say anything. Oh,
that's good.
hey, you're doing that for I assume Far From Home coming out soon.
Yes. When we post
Ooh,
it,
yeah,
it'll be the
that's-
week right before.
Yes.
Or the
We just
week
got
of.
lucky.
No, I think we did. This might have been the farthest we planned one, just because we knew we needed Tim for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I think that was
So
that
we're like,
one
we're
set.
doing
And
it
everything
right
else was
before.
kinda,
I got Spider-Man 3 on Blu-ray. I'll borrow it to him so we can,
Oh, there you
so we
go.
can
Nice.
see it in high quality.
Oh.
Because
you got to see the hair flip.
actually, I could throw a little joke in there right before you. So you're talking about what? I bought. I was at Best Buy when the PlayStation 3 came out. The PlayStation 3 was big because it had a Blu-ray player.
Yep.
And
PS3, right on that shelf right there.
see, perfect.
Massive.
It's the fat version.
That's the one I had.
Yeah.
And I walk up to a Best Buy employee, and it was right before Christmas, and I kind of knew I was getting one for Christmas.
Yeah.
And they had tons of them at this point. They were selling out. It was like a week before Christmas. They had tons of them.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, you got 2 PlayStations. They're the same price. What's the difference? He goes, well, one has Spider-Man 3. And I go, so what's the difference? And he goes, you're better off buying the one without Spider-Man 3. And I was like, he's got a point. And I
Not
actually,
wrong.
which was funny because I got my parents getting one for Christmas, and it was the one with Talladega Nights.
Oh.
Because they got it early.
Ooh.
Because they released like a couple Blu-rays. It was Talladega Nights with Spider-Man 3, and then because they Blu-ray regrets that they made a deal with Spider-Man 3, and they're like, "Fuck, this movie's terrible.
What did we do?
What have we done?"
Maybe they should have thought of that before they made Spider-Man 3.
Or like the writers of Spider-Man
Yeah.
3 should have thought,
Yes.
"Hey,
We've killed it in the first 2. Let's try to destroy that.
now I just want to be the special guest for that podcast. Don't even tell Tim I'm coming. I'm just going to show up. What's up, Tim?"
might
Might be able to get that.
I just want to. I just want to see that. I want to be there for that moment when he realizes that this movie.
When his soul is crushed.
Because
and
I
his
remember
he's
sleeve
not
is
ready
rotted.
for it.
Because I remember when it happened. It was hard. It was like, wait a minute, that black suit's pretty cool. I can't wait.
That was probably the best part of it.
Why did his hair change?
We should watch the trailer right before and be like, oh, looks
is gonna
pretty
be-
decent.
This is gonna be good.
Get his hopes up.
I think he knows because he's.
He knows it's not good.
Well, he knows.
He has
but
to
he
know that,
doesn't
yeah.
have any idea how bad it is.
Well, so he might because he's always told me he's like his favorite 2 movies are Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. And I go, and what about Spider-Man 3? He goes, never seen it. And I go, oh yeah? Well, guess what, motherfucker? This happens, and then this happens, and then this happens.
Let me tell you.
You don't even get to say anything about spoilers because that movie came out 8 years ago. And how did you not see it? Like,
I could see him owning the DVD of it too and never
Oh, yeah.
seeing
Or
it.
like finding
I
like a
assume he
set.
would have because Tim loves Spider-Man.
I'm sure someone bought it for him and he just never watched
It's
it.
still unopened.
Yeah.
I'll bring in the Blu-ray too. Well, actually, you don't blow it up. And at the end of the podcast,
Actually,
we blow up the Blu-ray.
I can't remember if I have 3 over on that shelf.
I don't think I do. I
It
don't
doesn't
think I
matter, we're
own
destroying a
none.
Blu-ray.
We're just...
We're destroying it either way.
Okay, that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner Movie Review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
I'm Adam West.
And I'm Tony, and we are the Birds of Prey. Good night.
Bill, get out of here.
Bill.
Your time. You
You
go
can
home.
leave, you
go
can leave
home.
now.
Thank you for your time, Bill Hader.